So we hope you enjoy listening to this podcast half as much as we enjoy making it for you. Because we had a ball. Only real content's gonna last. All that other nonsense is here today and gone tomorrow.
I think you touched on two really important things. I think in like your second point, just even for us as we like when we first had our conversations and you would ask us about what we didn't like about school, and we always said that we work in marketing. Like this is a week by week that it is changing. The entire industry is changing, and what's right and what's wrong and what's good and what's bad is changing. Why don't we talk about the things that are happening right now? It's a case study from the 80s. You know what I'm saying? I think
Exactly.
get frustrated about that. But definitely, I don't want to skip over what you said at first, because I think that's a really big point just about understanding as a student about both entrepreneurship and corporate business. Because I think a lot of people have the notion of either it's 9 to 5 or it's the 4 hour work week. And there's so much in between as far as even entrepreneurs, people within corporations
Exactly.
who can use entrepreneurial skills to further their career as well as help the business. So I think this kind of goes into our next kind of, I guess, a question. I feel like you already kind of answered it, just about how knowledge ties into culture and how important it is not only to realize how it ties in, but how can we promote it even more? Promote,
I think,
yeah, I think promote it.
yeah, I think like culture, like David Drucker, who is a famous management consultant, he said culture beats strategy, eat strategy for lunch. If you don't know the culture of the group that you want to engage with, if you don't know their needs, their wants, their aspirations, their desires, their pain points, how are you really going to service them? Like, and there are so many. There's mainstream culture, there's subculture, there's crowd cultures. But as a marketer, as a business person, you have to understand what segment you want to actually go after and really dive into what that culture actually does. Like understanding who are the main people, the top head honchos in that culture. What are their symbols? What are their practices? Like knowing all these little symbols that makes up a culture is important if you want to sell them. If you want to sell a specific group something.
And I think even you see that so much, just the modern consumer, people in my generation are so quick to call bullshit. It's so easy, and they're very quick. It's so easy to see the corporation. It's like, yeah, that's BS. You know what I'm saying? It's forcing a lot of transparency, and that's
It's something that happened maybe a couple of months ago was when Starbucks, they vocally put out there in the public that they would not promote their employees wearing Black Lives Matter shirt. And it was in the store. They got so much backlash that they changed that right away and actually started selling Black Lives Matters like apparel. I mean, it's to me that is the court of public opinion, and like understanding the culture that you're engaging with and understanding the importance of certain cultures right now. The leading culture or subculture, culture, whatever you want to call it, is the Black Lives Matters movement, the women's movement, LGBTQIA movement. So if you don't have a good understanding of what's going on within those spheres, how are you really going to call yourself a good marketer or really be able to engage authentically with a certain group?